Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. The news on the economic front this week was good on its face value, but if you dig deeper, it remains troublesome. The unemployment rate fell to 7% in November, but if you adjust that rate to the labor participation rate, then it actually rose to 11%. To further compound our economic problems, real household income has fallen by 4.4%. What that means in real terms is that there are many Americans no longer looking for work because it's not out there, and those that are working are not making as much. The other interesting statistic that got lost in the news shuffle is that the number of banks in the country fell below 7,000 to 6,891 for the first time since 1934, when the government first started keeping track. Most of the banks that have closed down are small, independent community banks with assets of less than $100 billion. This is bad news for Main Street businesses and small communities that rely on locally owned independent banks for lending. The tsunami of bank regulations from the so-called financial reform law has done nothing but squeeze the smaller banks out of business because they can't afford to hire an army of lawyers to keep up with the burdensome paperwork and regulations. This was intentional by the Democrats and President Obama. They want to force banks to consolidate. Unfortunately, they still believe that bigger is always better, even though part of the financial crisis of 2008 was caused by the huge conglomerate financial institutions' too big to fail behavior. The community banks have long been a cornerstone of every community throughout this nation, not only providing lending services, but donating charitable contributions to local Lions clubs, athletic boosters, schools, Rotary clubs, or any group that wants to make their own town a little better place. These economic statistics foreshadow hard times ahead for us because big government is slowly shredding the very economic fabric of our country. This is Sarah Steelman for SarahNet Radio.